This week marked what the U.S. calls the official end of combat operations in Afghanistan, a ceremony in Kabul with the general in charge of troops in Afghanistan, John Campbell, handing over the responsibility to the Afghans. But well over 10,000 U.S. troops will remain in Afghanistan under the command of General Campbell.
Few Americans know the country better than John Campbell. I have covered his deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan.
And just on top of that hilltop is Pakistan.
He led combat teams early on in the wars. He was there during the so-called surge in Afghanistan when U.S. forces were at their peak with 100,000 troops in the country.
We've seen an uptick in the IEDs, in the indirect fire, complex attacks, but I think that's to be expected. I mean, the enemy knows that we're going to surge our forces in.
And now he is back with those 10,500 U.S. troops still on the ground, with memories still searing of the more than 2,000 who have died since 2001. I attended many of those memorial services with General Campbell over the years. He carries cards with each of the names of those lost under his command.
From the 101st, we've lost 27. We're at about 76 right now. We've lost 96 heroes.
For the general, the Army is family. His son is a soldier too, with service in Afghanistan, just like his dad.
What do you tell your son when he says, I want to serve? You know, I'm very proud of him, but I'm proud of all these guys. Our country is just so very fortunate that we have great men and women that want to continue to do this.
And joining us now live from Kabul is General John Campbell. Good morning, General Campbell. I want to start with what those U.S. troops who are remaining in Afghanistan will be doing. I know it's training and assisting the Afghan forces, but won't they also be conducting raids?
Well, good to see you, Martha. Thanks. Yeah, we have two really missions here, train, advise, assist at the corps level and also at the ministry level. We'll do train, advise, assist with our special operating forces, and then we still have a U.S. counterterrorism mission. So our soldiers will continue at the special operating forces to do missions of work, train, advise, and assist with them.
So U.S. forces, especially those special operators, could see more combat.
Well, they're in a train, advise, assist role, and we always have the right for self-protection, but they'll be along with our Afghan partners to a certain point to continue to help to build the special operating capability, which is pretty good right now. We'll continue to build that here through 2015.
I want to bring your attention to an ABC poll released just this morning that says only 38% of Americans think the war was worth fighting. 56% say it was not.
Yeah, I'm in the camp that it was well worth fighting, continues to be very important that we have a presence here in Afghanistan. If you think about 9/11, the reason we came here, the front line of defense for Afghanistan, and there hasn't been another 9/11 since we've been here, I think that says quite a bit. There are people out here that continue to want to harm Americans, harm people in Europe, and by having a presence here, continue to apply pressure. I think that's good news, bad news for the terrorists that want to do that. So if you take a look at any metric in Afghanistan, whether it's roads, it's schools, number of females in the workforce, the life expectancy now, it's gone up incredibly in the last 13 years. So I think our soldiers, our airmen, sailors, Marines, I'd be very, very proud of what they've done the last 13 years.
General Campbell, there is evidence, and particularly around Kabul, there have been massive civilian casualties in Kabul. The Taliban has attacked government buildings, they've attacked residents, they've attacked Westerners. That seems to be a pretty bad sign.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the word massive, Martha. I don't see massive casualties inside of Kabul. The high-profile attacks have gone up here the last 3 or 4 weeks. These are 1 or 2 people, suicide vests, attacking NGOs, attacking soft targets. So they have continued to try to do that. They're trying to show they're still relevant because they didn't hold terrain during the fighting season. Their leadership has fractured. So they are attacking soft targets here in Kabul. They've raised high-profile attacks, but I wouldn't say massive casualties. And again, the Afghan security forces continue to do pretty well. Finding a very small magnetic ID they put on a bus, finding one suicide bomber that comes inside a city of 3.3 million is very, very tough. But I think they continue to work at that very hard, and we'll continue to be partnered up with them.
Thanks very much.